Welcome to the World Trade Webcast, your source for news, analysis, and information about doing business worldwide. I'm your host, Greg Sandler, president of thinkglobal.com, the B2B network for global trade leads. Our guest today is DeWitt Ashby, the director of trade shows for the National Association of State Departments of Agriculture, or NASDA. The National Association of State Departments of Agriculture is a nonprofit, nonpartisan association representing the 54 state and territorial departments of agriculture. NASDA's mission is to support and promote American agriculture through a variety of programs, including sponsorship of the American Food Fair at the National Restaurant Association. Our guest today, DeWitt, during his 30-year tenure at NASDA, has worked on numerous trade show events, co-sponsored by the Foreign Agricultural Service, also known as FAS, and NASDA. He's also worked extensively with FAS on a wide range of other projects. And he's worked extensively as well in China, focusing on the business potential in China for emerging markets while generating attendance for NASDA's trade show partners. So today what we're going to do is we're going to focus on NASDA's American Food Fair, which is held every year in conjunction with the National Restaurant Association. NASDA launched the food fair in conjunction with the NRA show in order to give U.S. food and beverage exporters an opportunity to join the 1,900 exhibiting companies and nearly 58,000 registrants of the NRA's event. And this event offers 4 days of networking opportunities and business-to-business contacts all under one roof. Whether you're interested in direct sales or forming relationships with suppliers and distributors, the food service professionals that exhibit at this event can help your company reach new export markets efficiently. So DeWitt, welcome, and thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Greg.
So just to kind of get us started here, can you give us an overview of the highlights for this year's NRA show?
And this is the same every year, is that it's the most comprehensive event probably in the world for the food service and restaurant business. In fact, you could come to this event and find every item that you need to run a successful restaurant operation, and that's from the furnishings to the equipment, to the cooking equipment, to the food that you're preparing. So the real highlight is that it's very comprehensive, and there's no way that you could be involved in the restaurant or hotel business or anything even associated with that without finding this to be a fascinating event. The other highlight is that with a little bit of economic recovery here in the U.S., the show is now basically sold out. So for our pavilion and for the NRA show, at large, we've done a great job with that.
Wow, sounds like a great show. What about being able to sample food at some of the booths?
Absolutely. You know, the way the exhibitors break down in this event, there's about 2,000 total exhibitors, and they're roughly split between food items in a wide variety and various kinds of equipment. So there are a lot of opportunities to sample. And also, one thing we should point out, even though this isn't NASDA's event, the middle 2 days, Sunday, May 18th and Monday, May 19th, is a separate but affiliated event sponsored by NRA called the International Wine, Spirits, and Beer event. And a lot of attendees like to take that in as well if it fits their business model.
Well, that makes sense. I certainly wouldn't want to miss that. So what special services or events or programs are available for international buyers, either incentives to get them to attend the show or special services available for them when they're at the show?
Well, the main special service that's afforded to international registrants is if they come through NASDA or FAS or through the commercial service, we can secure a complimentary registration for the main restaurant show. So that, you know, that's not huge money, but maybe one nice dinner in Chicago. There is a special tour of restaurant facilities in Chicago on the Monday, May 19th. That's called the Back of the House Restaurant Tours. Might still be a few slots left in that. And there's a lot of other features on the floor. There's a technology pavilion. There's an organic products pavilion. There's a conserve pavilion that addresses sustainability issues in the business. There's an alternative bite-style pavilion for addressing needs like the seeming never end to food allergies that are prevalent these days. So there's a lot of special features like that. And of course, NASDA's American Food Fair is a nice concentrated area of about 90 U.S. food companies that we're working with.
And along those lines, both for those exhibitors as well for the international buyers that are attending the show, how does that matchmaking work? How can the buyers get assistance in finding the right U.S. exporters? And also, what's being done to help those international exhibitors maybe connect with some of those international buyers who are with delegations attending the show?
The best thing that people can do is go to the show website, restaurant.org/show, and you can search companies by product category. And then when you get to those listings, and depending on what you put in there, you might get a fairly extensive list, but people should just work through there and look at what they're interested in, and then use that system to try to connect with companies of interest before they come to the show. Get a dialogue going, because once you get to the show, you're there with 60,000 of your best friends, and it's not always easy to find the right person at the right moment. So I would really stress for both sides at this event, or actually any trade show event, to the extent that you can create some pre-show communications, it'll be very helpful to you.
So that sounds like a great way to maximize the experience. Can you be a little bit more specific about, for exhibitors, so those folks that are in the food showcase, what can they do in order to not only encourage international buyers to visit their booth, but also, what should they do? What are the best practices, if you will, for handling inquiries and preparing for inquiries from international buyers, some who may, speak mostly Chinese or mostly Arabic or mostly Portuguese?
Wow, that's a big question, Greg. I think the first thing that the exhibitors need to do is to try to understand the event that they're at, and also try to have an open mind, but understand what markets they're really targeting, so that they can be prepared for those questions and be prepared for pricing questions. One thing we do for the exhibitors in the American Food Fair is we give them an option at no additional cost of spending some time with a consultant who can help them either with working the show or with their thought process and targeting international markets. So they really need to just be prepared to have the conversations, and they need to be prepared to terminate conversations so that they can put their focus with the people that can really help them. And then, of course, at the end, they need to follow up with the contacts that are promising.
Excellent advice for both buyers and really for exhibitors as well. So I know NASDA is involved in a number of trade shows other than this show. Is there a place online where folks can learn more about the various different NASDA affiliated programs?
Yeah, we have a special site for that. It's NASDAtradeshows.org. And there you can get more information about the American Food Fair at NRA. We also have pavilions at the FMI Connect show, which is coming up also in Chicago in June. And then also at the America's Food and Beverage show, which is in Miami at the end of October this year. So we have information about all three of the events on that site.
Excellent, excellent. And for those of you interested in those programs, we're hoping that DeWitt will be able to join us again in the future so we can talk a little bit more in depth about those shows as they get closer to the show dates. So as DeWitt mentioned, you folks can also learn more about the NRA show this year by visiting restaurant.org/show. That's restaurant.org/show. And for the latest schedule of upcoming Think Global webcast episodes, subscribe to us with any of the links that you see below. You can also bookmark this page. All of our episodes are available online at thinkglobal.com/webcast. DeWitt, we really appreciate you being with us today.
Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it too.
Thank you, and thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you next time.